Hello my friends. I have collected a great amount of information and statistics about Whizbang. I hope this information will help you make a decision about crafting this wonderful card, or at least help you learn something new. I will be grateful if you like this video.
Stand back and be amazed!
Whizbang the Wonderful is a legendary neutral minion from the Boomsday project set. He is one of the most exciting cards ever to be added to Hearthstone. Whizbang is a unique character, and he was invented specifically for Hearthstone. Unfortunately, he does not have his own story. Once placed into a deck, Whizbang will give you full control of a randomly selected deck recipe at the start of every match. You will randomly be given one of the 18 standard deck recipes in the game to play. So in other words, now you only need to get one card, and you will be able to try all of the pre-made decks from the developers. The deck you take will not actually contain Whizbang, so you won't be able to play him. Each of the 9 heroes in Hearthstone has a total of 3 deck recipes, but Whizbang will never give you the classic version of these decks. These decks will be updated with each new expansion. Your hero power will be the class of the deck recipe you were randomly given. Also, you don't see Whizbang as your hero portrait. Unfortunately, there's no kind of alternative hero portrait for Whizbang, or even an intro animation. You learn experience for whichever class you played as. You'll be able to craft Whizbang the Wonderful for 1600 dust. If you want to craft the golden version of Whizbang though, that'll cost you 3200 dust. 18 random different decks, and tens of hours of fun for a price of a single legendary. If your Whizbang card is golden, you'll play with a golden hero and an all golden deck. This might give away to your opponent that you're playing with Whizbang. The first, third, and 7th times a player wins a game using a deck provided by Whizbang, a dialogue window will appear after the game informing the player of the name of the deck recipe used, and then never shows up again. It is mostly to teach people about the deck without being too annoying. The most popular opinion is that Whizbang is perfect for new players, but it's not that simple. On one side, new players can enjoy a variety of meta decks instead of playing with a small collection. This card is lots and lots of fun. Whizbang decks are actually better than your typical rank 25 deck. Deck recipes are good enough for a new player hit to rank 20. Over time, they can hit rank 15 and maybe even rank 10. On the other hand, it's not a great card, as it'll be too much information to process for someone new to the game. Think of all those archetypes and synergies. Even the pros need to commit a lot of information to memory to make the most out of the weaker recipes. Every new player can get Whizbang on the first day. All you need is to disenchant all 3 legendary cards from Blizzard and valuable cards from free packs for login, as well as awards for the first quests. And also, if you are not a beginner and have doubts, you can create a second account in order to test this wonderful card. And what do you think? Is this a necessary card for new players? Write your answer for statistics in the comments.
Ready for some fun?
If you're the kind of player who knows Hearthstone well, but doesn't have a lot of cash to throw at every expansion, he'll likely be your number 1. Better players could easily hit to rank 5. Pro players can set themselves a little challenge and try to hit legend rank. This is possible with enough skill and persistence. It's a great card for casual players who don't feel like following the current meta trends or building their own decks and just want to jump straight into the game. It will let people play with lots of cards to which they would normally have no access. According to my data and your votes, 63% of players play Hearthstone for fun and only 37% play to win. If you play to win, you must remember that this card sucks when it comes to the competitive side of the game. Not only are the deck recipes generally worse than the actual meta decks, but getting a random one means that you can't really account for the current meta. Picking a tier 1 deck to climb will always be better than picking a random tier 2 or 4 deck every single game. Amaz has already started a big Whizbang challenge. He is trying to hit legend rank. He started the path at rank 25 and without much effort got to rank 19 in just one day. A professional player tested Whizbang on the first legend rank and won 3 wins in a row. Blizzard has stated that you cannot use Whizbang in any official Blizzard events. Whizbang is unavailable in Arena. You will not be able to replace your deck with a deck recipe, unfortunately. According to statistics, we can see the win rates of the Whizbang decks in standard ranked. It's immediately apparent that the Spellhunter deck has the highest win rate. Spellhunter is classified as a tier 1 deck after Boomsday release, and given much of the Whizbang play is at lower ranks, it's not surprising that it sees such high win rates. The good news ends here though. Behind Spellhunter sit a handful of decks that see win rates between 50% and 55%. It's Quest Warrior, Control Warlock, Token Shaman, and Big Mage. And of course there are plenty of decks here with 40% win rates. So, with the above in mind, how feasible is a push to legend with Whizbang the Wonderful? The following plots shows the number of games by result and rank, as well as the average win rates. The only rank where win rates are above 50% is precisely rank 25, with a general downward trend as you rise through the ranks. Ultimately, your likelihood of reaching legend with Whizbang is going to come down to how lucky you are when rolling the dice for which deck you are provided. Nevertheless, Whizbang is still a great way to sample what the game has to offer, and he is a fantastic addition to any collection.
Fantastic!
As for the results of the vote from the last video, the question was, is the new meta balanced? So, do you want to craft Whizbang for your collection or not? I created a new YouTube poll. Find the button on the screen. Vote and tell me your answer in the comments. And here are the most popular comments from the last video. Thank you for your activity. Perhaps you will find something interesting here.
Here are some suggestions.
Job's done.